how did the Salaf, our pious predecessors, how did they make it, subhanAllah? When you look at their lives, it amazes you. How did they become so committed to their deen? You hear a statement about so many of the scholars of the Salaf in the 2nd century or the 3rd century. They will say, so and so, for example, one name that comes to mind, Hamad ibn Salama, Sufyan al-Thawri. This statement was said against them. They said, so and so, if he was to be told that you will die tomorrow, he has nothing more to add. What does that mean? He's already on maximum speed. If he was to be told that we've come to know you're going to die tomorrow, right? If hypothetically speaking, we can find out when a person dies, and no one knows that, but hypothetically speaking, if he's to be told that you will die tomorrow, this person will have nothing to add. Because they are already on maximum speed, doing everything they can possibly do without any reluctance or any laziness. Right? So you compare yourself to those people and you say, how? Are they even humans? Sometimes when you read their biographies, and I recommend you to read the biographies of the Salaf as much as you can, because they are one of the best motivators. Right? You will wonder, how do they make it? One of the best qualities that they have, which we do not have, is the following. Is them believing their righteous deeds, their iman is a provisioning, is the credit they have, is the money, is the currency they have in order for them to journey to Jannah, to journey to paradise. So imagine if you are to travel from your town to a town that is 10 hours drive or 20 hours drive, right? And you took your car. What do you need to take with you? You need to take with you provisioning. You need to take with you money, right? Especially if they tell you that there are like gangs on the way and people who might ask you for money or else they will do this to you or do that to you. You need to have enough money on you that whenever you're confronted with a situation, you are able to get your way out of that situation by what? By giving money. Okay, so you take enough money for you to be able to overcome all these hurdles. Right? The Salaf, rahimahumullah, they think of their righteous deeds as the currency they need to acquire. They need to collect as much righteous deed as possible. Because of what? Because they are journeying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are journeying to Jannah. And in their way towards Jannah, there will be a lot of hardships. And every hardship, they would need to give some of their currency for them to overcome it. Okay? Say, for example, dying when you are going through the agony of death. The pain is severe. This is something we don't think about. And the Salaf, because they think about it, they are thinking that this is the first hardship. How much currency do I have to give some of my wealth, some of my righteous deeds, so that I can overcome this difficulty? Okay? So the Salaf, what they think of, for example, when I said the moment of death, is a very severe pain that one experiences. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy for whom? For the people of righteousness. Right? The people of corruption, the people of disbelief, they will suffer the worst form of pain at the moment of death. Because plunking the soul out of the body is a very severe type of pain. The believers, Allah will make it easy for them. So when the Prophet he says concerning the believers, he says, for the person who has yaqeen and certainty and came with taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says his soul will come out of the body like how a droplet of water glides out of a jug. When you tilt the jug and that drop of water just glides out of it with ease, he says that's how the believer will be. So the Salaf, may Allah have mercy on their souls and make us follow their steps. They used to think of their righteous deeds as their way out of these calamities. The calamity of the departure of the soul and the pain that comes with that, the questioning in the grave, and the horrors of the Day of Judgment, when Allah accounts you, when the angels lead you to the land of resurrection, when the books fly out and they will come to people's hands to the right or to the left, when the sun is above your heads. All these are calamities. How do you overcome them? Good deeds. Right? So these are hardships on your journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to overcome every one of them, you need to give some of your currency. Right? And now you ask yourself, how much provisioning do I have? And not only that, listen to this. How much provisioning do I have, and what is the quality of it? Is it a good quality? Or is it something that when I give it in the first instant, that first hardship will consume all my credit and it will not even relieve the hardship? So the Salaf, they used to think like this. They used to think that everything they do in this dunya is a provisioning, zad for them, is credit. And they know that when they, especially when they leave this dunya, but also during this life, they know that your inability to wake up for Fajr, that is a sign that you don't have credit. And that credit did not help you to overcome that hardship. Your inability to understand your deen, that is a hardship. You could not overcome it because you don't have credit with which you can pay off so that you can gain this. You know, when you can't overcome desires, why couldn't you overcome desires? It's because you don't have credit. Otherwise, your credit would have helped you. So your credit of righteous deeds, iman and righteous deeds, is how you will overcome all these difficulties. And if you are struggling to overcome these difficulties in this dunya, chances are, if your iman was not good enough to overcome the hardships of this dunya, will it help you against the hardships of al-akhirah? You know, this is how the Salaf accounted themselves. And that's why they never find rest. That's why they never find peace. You know? This comes from where? From this quality. The quality of examining the deficiencies and the shortcomings of your deeds. You know, understanding that these deeds that I'm offering, they are not righteous. They are of low quality. They have no value to them. When I take them like that to the akhirah, they're not going to sustain me in the first hardship. This makes them what? Work harder. And why are we not working hard? It's because we think that we have good credit. You know, we have already done a lot. I'm safe. You know, so they examine the quality of their good deeds, and we don't. And that's why they panic and fear, and we feel comfortable and relaxed.